Hello my enthusiastic paleoanthropologists, meet Dave. Dave and his companions lived 4.6 million years ago, in a world raw, untamed, and ruled by instinct. No language. No tools. No civilization. Only survival, and the will to live another sunrise. These early humans walked the earth with creatures far more dangerous than anything we know today. But some things never change, survival is still their greatest challenge. Only the way they fight for it differs from ours. The group moves through the open savanna, barefoot, cautious, alert. Their loyal companions, wolves, wild yet bonded, pace beside them. A rare alliance in the dawn of mankind, predator and man, walking side by side. The wind carries the scent of prey. But unseen to them, something else is watching. Something patient. Something hungry. From the shadows, low to the ground, eyes glisten. A reptilian silhouette follows their every move, silent as the grave. This predator would later be known as the Komodo Dragon. But for Dave and his friends, it was simply, death with scales. As they march further, Dave spots movement, a herd of goats grazing nearby. They see their opportunity. Meat to eat. Milk to drink. That would mean survival for days. Without words, the group communicates through gestures, grunts, and instinct. They divide, two groups, moving in formation, as if guided by invisible intelligence. One team circles behind the herd, crouching low, silent in the grass. The other moves ahead, waiting in ambush. No language. No system. Yet somehow, perfect coordination. The birth of strategy. The crouching group edges closer. Heartbeats quicken. The goats lift their heads, ears twitching, eyes wide. A single crack of a twig breaks the silence. And suddenly chaos. The goats sprint. The humans roar and chase. As the chase erupted in a frenzy of dust and thunderous footsteps, the prehistoric hunters and their wolves surged after the fleeing goats, unaware that in the shadows behind them, the real predator still lingered, the Komodo dragon, silent and patient, waiting for its perfect moment to strike. The humans kept chasing the panicked goats, driving them with shouts and waving arms, forcing the herd toward the trap, where their companions lay in wait, ready to strike from the shadows. The friends waiting in ambush stayed low, watching the herd draw closer, waiting for the right moment. And when the goats finally rushed into range, they sprang from their hiding spots, charging forward to capture them. After a few tense struggles, the group managed to regroup, victorious, with a few goats finally in their grasp. The Komodo dragons, still lurking in the shadows, watched as the humans celebrated their successful hunt. Seeing them capture the goats, the reptiles began forming a vicious plan to steal the prey for themselves. Meanwhile, the humans laughed and prepared to head back to their village, lifting the goats onto their shoulders with relief and joy, glad they wouldn't have to starve for a few days, unaware of the danger silently stalking them nearby. The reptiles began closing in, moving swiftly through the tall grass. Dave and his friend sensed something was wrong. An uneasy feeling creeping over them. Suddenly, one of the Komodo Dragon senses that the humans realize something. So it burst from the bush, rushing ahead and blocking their path. It stood before them, massive and menacing, its jaws wide open in a terrifying display. Panic spread among the group. They had only heard tales of such beasts but never faced one in the flesh. In fear, they dropped the goats to the ground. Seizing the moment, the dragon lunged forward to snatch one. What followed was chaos, a fierce, desperate fight between man, beast, and predator. The humans fought with everything they had, knowing their hard-earned food meant survival. At their alpha's command, the wolves joined the fray, snarling and biting with primal fury. The fight raged on for what felt like an eternity, with the humans and wolves fighting bravely, striking blow after blow and wounding the Komodo dragon again and again. After a brutal struggle, Dave and his companions finally managed to drive the creature away, the dragon retreating into the wilderness, beaten and bloodied, fleeing as fast as it could. When the creature finally fled, Dave and his friends stood there, chest heaving, staring at the retreating predator with relief. Slowly, they turned back to the goats, checking that none were hurt. It was then that they realized one of their wolves, their loyal companion, had fallen. Dave comforted his friends as he solemnly began digging a grave for their fallen friend. The group stood in silence, mourning the loss, before gathering the goats once more and starting the long walk back, carrying both their hard-earned prey and the weight of their grief. In a world without cities, without machines, and without certainty, every day was a battle for survival. Life was raw, fleeting, and unforgiving, and a lot different from the comforts and routines of the modern world we know today. Yet in that struggle, there was courage, and a bond between humans and nature that we can barely imagine. Subscribe if you want to follow Dave and his companions to see the hidden ways and untold dangers of prehistoric life, and enter a life where every sunrise holds a story long forgotten.